Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. We're on the Women's Tour. It's episode number 40. We're at the Castilla Leon, and it's just a 3-stage race, but it's only a half-star objective, and we need to try to win a stage. Today, not a great chance. I've only got a couple semi-sprinter types that are here, and so we'll do what we can with them, but we mostly brought a punchy team to this. But this is that kind of stage that I like. It's a bit of a downhill. Schutz at the moment is returning from a puncture. She went just off the edge of the peloton. We're still chasing down the breakaway, but it's under a minute. And with 117 riders still chasing him down, it shouldn't be too hard. 22K to go. This is the last uphill section. We'll kind of get through this one rather quickly. 19K to go now. Still 35 seconds, but we'll be on the flat shortly. Okay, now 13K. We're going to set up our sprint train as soon as we level off here. And you can see there's that breakaway group being pulled in. 11.6K, a little bit of fatigue. Unfortunate on the race day condition. Part of that is the pouring down rain is an expected -1 for everybody. And Kansani is going to be our best option, even though she's not a sprinter, but because of those -3s. That one is what it is. Let's see, Miyochi, who's got a good flat rating? Sobi does. And they seem to nearly all take on a little extra pain and suffering today with the rain, as opposed to the -1 that they're supposed to be on. Alright, so Mamalenti's going to get us started here. We're at 10K. We're going to hit that steep downhill, and then it's going to level off a little bit. But we want to be out front already because you can just about hang on to it, potentially. That's what we're going to try to do anyway. We're not the only team pushing here. Stigger is really up in that tempo as we go through that downhill section. That allowed us to roll out front. We're going to go 99 the rest of the way because it's just 7K to go. And actually with the downhill, you want the gels trigger in now. I think we could almost sprint all the way to the finish at this point. It's 5K, but it's downhill. You can see you got teams coming up on us. And Miyuchi sprinting is not even hurting anyone. Sobi is just cruising along behind that sprint going, yeah, no problem. Still a slight downhill here, but the other teams are really... This has been intense. 1.5, 0.3. Just sprinted out. It's 1K to go. With that downhill, it was a little easier, and we could never keep them in front.
Superb sprint victory. He was the strongest at the last.
That was the trick, was if we were going to be out front and have everybody lined up behind me, we might be able to hold them off, but just didn't happen. Didn't happen here. They were too quick, much faster than our lead-out riders. Even with a 99 effort, even with a sprint, they burst past us. We've pushed forward into the final stage. Second stage was another sprint stage, and even less favorable than the first one, and it was clear that with 99 and or sprint that we still couldn't even stay ahead and get a proper lead out. That was the only way we were going to stand any sort of chance, so we just go ahead and push onto the stage that this team is built for, which is a punchy finish. So you can see we've got a Category 3 upcoming and some undulation on the way. We also have a lot of fatigue. We just cut the breakaway group here after going live on the stage. Peloton at 109, and with the high tempo we've had for quite some time, the fatigue's quite high. A lot of riders never fully recovered after that Category 2 climb at the midway point, and just slowly went lower and lower. So that's a good thing for us, that a lot of the riders are going to be relatively fatigued already and not having recovered. And you often get that scenario where most teams aren't protecting their leaders at that point in a stage, and so maybe there's quite a few riders that have not recovered and are halfway or at least partially fatigued. So 22K to go. approaching the top of the climb here, and when we do get to the top, this is where I would like to line things up. It's a little early, but there's a long descent here coming. So Schutz, Mucci, yeah, they're done. They do not have any energy, so we'll let them do their thing, but we're going to take the other 4 and prepare our sprint train. And for this one, let's take a look at the profile. That's definitely uphill finish, so you want your strongest, which is going to be Mama Lenti. She's our punchiest. Sobi is a great lead-out rider. The others, not quite as good. And then, oh, that's Emma White. That's not Mama Lenti. Let's see, do we want White or Kansani? It's not going to make much difference on the two, other than Kansani's got slightly better. And better downhill for White, so yeah, that's a good match. Slightly better resistance for Kansani, and then White's going to be a little bit better downhill, which is the main area where she's going to be pushing things, so. Alright, she brings us right to the front. Does a little damage, but that red bar part will recover. And this has got us out front. She actually split the field 35, so she just broke off half the field. That's fantastic. And now we can start pushing things. 15K to go.
It's a puncture.
Oh, Sobi! Well, we lost Sobi. And that leaves a little gap to Mama Lenti. Can Mama Lenti close that gap? Oh gosh, Schutz goes down with a crash too. What the heck?
But it doesn't look too serious.
That's not good. Mama Lenti, why are you still... You still haven't gained the wheel? You already picked up the wheel. Are you that poor downhill? No. We split the field. We split the field. Kalmova. 4 riders going clear.
The finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 10 kilometers road sign.
17-second gap. 9K to go. This is the difficult bit because we are on flat terrain. We want to keep the gaps opening so we could actually back off a little bit with White. Make it last a little longer. 26 seconds. Kansani's going to attack the first climb. Keep an eye on that gap. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Sorry, it's allergy season.
The riders are in a portion above 10%. Wow, that's one attack that's going to leave a good few in its wake. There are just
White trying to hang on. The other rider has actually gone clear of us. Kalmova. And here comes the other riders. 4K to go. Sani has recovered slightly. And Mama Lenti is hanging on. 2.6K. 2.2K. Sani. Set us up. Oh, come on, get through this. White's got nothing left. That's why she's done. They are pushing for the line. It's 1K to go. We're going to save just that last little bit for Mama Lenti. Okay, 99 for Kansani. And Mama Lenti... Save your final push. Save your final push. Get it into the podium at least. Squeeze through. Squeeze through.
Alone against all.
You could make it second. Come on. At least give us a top 3. So it's just a partial failure. Klimova hangs on for the win. So we set that up. We just couldn't complete it. Casanova takes second. Mama Lenti does grab third. So we're set on that part. Kansani grabs 5th. So good result there. Emma White's not going to be far behind either. It's good for the overall GC as well, as it was 2 sprint stages before that, so everybody was on the same time. A huge moment of truth for us, as last season, so much talk was about the points were still completely out of reach, and there were so many riders that even with the max 60 dossier points that you get in the end, not at the beginning, we start with 30, even with 60 points, we would not be able to go after anyone. No matter who it was, we couldn't go after anyone. Half the top end of the riders were beyond that 60 points. It's much better now. It's much better. The Van der Breggen, the highest rated rider, is at 50. Now, we can't afford 50 now. We only have 30 points, and we've got to be able to go after some riders who, maybe that we can actually afford and could sign, but that's something. Speaking of, Van Vleuten wants to sign with us. She's 40 years of age and about to retire, you would think. Longo Borghini wants to sign with us. Ludwig wants to sign with us. So, actually, there are some options out there, so I'm excited by that. It's only 20 points for Campbell. Avita Music. 83 Mountain. Oh, that would be phenomenal. But we don't have 40 points for that. We dropped to just 16 points for this 21-year-old Elena Kucherivsky. She's a puncher. She's got a great flat rating, stamina. Definitely Baradeur on paper, but really good rider otherwise. Do we want to spend 16 points going after somebody like that, though? Will we even be able to afford her if we get her signed? And then what will she do other than raise our profile? So another one, really good flat rating, doesn't have much else. Ooh, hello. 20-year-old Wolf, Harriet Wolf. Great puncher, already has the interest. About 50 points. Next series is 77 now. Hannah Ludwig. That's a maybe target, but sprint itself is actually only a 70. I think we might have one. Trin Primatico. 74 sprint, 81 acceleration, already 77 on the resistance. That could be a ton of wins for us. Just 21 years of age. Yes, it's 16 points, but even if there isn't potential, you're looking at somebody who's already really good and very young, and we'd be able to hang on to for a long time. The other two I've added to the list are very, very young 18-year-old riders without a team. Mara Jansen, 71 sprint and acceleration, 4.7 potential. Georgia Killen, classics rider, but very balanced, 68 cobble rating, high 60s in everything. So really well-rounded, 18, 5.8 potential. Could definitely grow into being something pretty big for us. Next objective is the Gracia Orlova, and we have a big objective for this one. We got to win a stage, and it's also 2.5 to 3 stars. So it's gonna be a bit of a challenge to try to do something on this one to win a stage. Right now, we're not managing very good times, but so he's a 63 base on her prologue, so it's not like we could expect a whole lot there, and I'm still trying to find the happy zone after our first two riders. Miyuchi is next. 54 prologue. Yeah, that's wonderful. Let's try 79. How well does that match? I'll let this one kind of run its course. You can see that 79 is actually just about right. She ended up short, but she was close in the time of the others despite being a terrible prologuer because it was more evenly balanced, and you figure anybody else is going to have a better prologue rating than Miyuchi and Handel, so 79 is pretty good. $60 for Maxwell. Really not much better. 59 actually for the day. But with the 66 time trial, it is 8 kilometers. So it's a few K over the prologue speed. So you got to give a little bit towards the time trial rating. So that'll boost her up a point or two. Or like a point. Mamalenti and Kansani still to go. We're not going to get that win today. None of us are good time trialists. We will be moving on to the next stage here in just a moment. Mama Lenti's only a 60-62. Speed that one up. That's not going to be a good time. There you go. See? Well timed. 62. It's one of our better times we've had, despite being the second worst time trialist out of 5. And finally, Consani ready to set off. This could be our best time we've managed, which doesn't mean a lot, but is something. Okay, we know a 79 can be handled. Probably push 80 for about a K, I think. Okay, now back off to the 79 again. Okay, back to an 80. There we go. 55th. It was our best time by a single second. She was about 1 point better than Schutz. I think Schutz was about a 66. Might have actually been a 67 as well, but we just didn't manage her effort terribly well, not knowing what you needed with the undulation involved. Ooh, Chloe Daggerdo, and only 6th fastest. 7th, even. Then again, it was prologue, not proper time trial. And she's got like an 83 time trial on 70-something prologue. First off, this is a World Tour race, as we're now on stage number 2 of 5 for this one. And it's a tricky little bit. For one thing, this is a very short stage today. It was only about 80 kilometers, and it finishes on a climb. It's not the steepest climb. However, that profile is definitely drug out compared to what it normally is. So that is a pretty punchy finish, because we're used to looking at close to 200K and not 80K for a profile. And we're already down to 22 kilometers. There is a big KOM point here, but it's not actually that harsh of a climb. We're only at 3%, 5%, not even topping 6. Okay, now we slip back a little bit here. However, we can now recover to the front. Come on, come on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sobi caught behind one rider going way back. She was right at the front, or at least in the upper mid. She lost a ton of ground on that, and now we're already hitting the climb. So let's sort this out. It's 11K at 2.9%. So yes, this is the kind of territory you want to be in a sprint train for. Unfortunately, we're really not there. We'll get Sobi at the back behind Mama Lenti. Mama Lenti's not in the greatest position either. Consani is doing okay up here. And you got Schutz also looking pretty good. Okay, Miucci and Maxwell are too far back right now, so Schutz is going to have to lead this thing out. And then we'll try to bring, actually, Maxwell first, and then Miucci. Gel up for these two as well. And away we go. Schutz getting blocked by Consani, who's trying to drop back to get behind Schutz.
Only 10 kilometers left.
Ay, ay, ay. Happens way too much. I don't know how well others will feed their way through this, but pace-wise, this isn't too bad. It's just edging us out front. Mama Lenti's made it forward and is in position. Help Sobi get forward. Schutz controlling tempo. If we can stretch it out a little bit, it's going to give more room for the likes of Sobi to make it into position. This is burning a little bit of energy for her. Tuck back in. Okay, we're seeing a push now at 5.5K to go. And under the 5K banner.
5 kilometers remaining.
Maxwell, Miucci. Maxwell's done. Maxwell tagging the back. Miucci hanging in there. 4.3K. Okay. Now, Schutz, bring us out front. There you go. And now, switch places with Miucci. And Miucci, you're just going to leave for I'm hoping it's going to be awfully quick, but you're going to do your thing, and then we'll get back on with Shuts here in just a moment before anybody else can come back up on us. And Yuchi, try to grab onto the back so we can break whatever tow there is. Hello, 1.3K. So Kansani, sprint. Yeah, block them off. Good job. Good job. Mama Lenti. Mama Lenti for the stage win. This will complete the objective. It most certainly will. We get the win. Ariana Mama Lenti. Victory on stage number 2. Kansani, excellent lead out. Gave us 8th place. A lot of that work came down to the efforts of somebody. Who was it? Shuts, right? Shuts was the one who did the hard work there. Miuchi Maxwell just making it. Miuchi led for, what, 50 meters, 100 meters? Gave Shuts a quick little break, and then Shuts took over again. And then Kansani set Mama Lenti up for that finish. So we're not quite punchy enough.
The following highlights for you.
The only reason why she wasn't higher up the order was she was too far down the mountain when we started. All right, well, we got our stage victory on this one, so we'll bypass the rest of the race. I'm not worried about what the overall results are. I'm just worried about pleasing the sponsor, and we have done that. Our next race is going to be a top 5 overall in a sprint race at Zushin Island. So that's a big one, too. 3.5 stars, 3 sprint stages, and top 5 overall. So we're sending all of our sprinters. I might actually even have to participate in breakaways to go collect time, because I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to pull top 3 results as sprinters. So you figure top 3, top 3, top 3, that's up to 9 sprinters who are going to gain 4 seconds or more. If we can get into the break and pick up 7 seconds, then we're guaranteed top 5, because you got 3 stage winners. Well, not guaranteed top 5, but, you know, better odds of top 5. 3 sprint stage winners, 3 second places, but if the same one takes second place twice, right, that's already bumping us down a spot. So it depends on the results kind of throughout the 3 stages, but it'll give us a much better shot if we can go into a break and pick up roughly 7 seconds. We'll see what kind of opportunities there are for that. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.